Okay, how to start a game collection. Simple game collection. So I started collecting NES and Atari not too long ago. So I would recommend NES for a basic beginner. But to get the whole system off eBay, you're looking at least 200 bucks, 250 bucks. With some games, and that could be pretty expensive. Another thing you could try to do is get plugins. They have a lot of USB plugins now that are pretty cheap for 50-60 bucks. Handheld ones. I don't have any handheld. This is the closest handheld games I have. USB plugins, and I have one for Miss Pac-Man, I think. And I don't know, just go to your local store and see what they have the most of, whether it's Sony 2, usually Xbox, but it's mostly like sports. And the whole row back here is Xbox, and a couple showing up front is Xbox. That's pretty much common in my area, and PS2, but I don't have any PS2 games, so mostly sports games that I see. Just look for a system you could buy into. I start with the Xbox or NES. Probably NES games, pretty fun, but the games get pretty expensive pretty quick. They go anywhere from 30 bucks to 50 bucks pretty quick, 50 bucks to 100 bucks, so be prepared to pay the high-end prices for NES games. Plus NES, they have a lot of reproduction and copies. Same with Atari, but that's how it is these days. You're not going to get the high-end games for 100 bucks, so that's really rare. But to have it in your hand and hold it, it's good enough. And best thing I could do is don't buy it in bulk. You see, you run it into doubles a lot, so just buy small quantities once in a while, and unless it's something really good in the collection that the seller is selling that you want, then go for it. But usually it's like 1 or 2 games out of the 20, 30, and the rest are just like garbage. You already have them. So I've got like 3 systems, plus I got like 2 systems I never play on. Like Sony 3 I never play on, and Sony 2 I never play on. And I never play on Xbox 360, so I don't really buy games for them, so sometimes it's good to get into those mini systems, but there's only a handful out there. You might like only a certain amount of games on each one. I don't know if they're worth it. I haven't really explored them that much, but if I can, I try to buy the original cartridge. For me, it doesn't matter if I take 1 year, 2 years, as long as you don't get rid of your Atari or you don't get rid of your NES, and you have it in your collection, you could keep adding to it down the line. So if you start getting rid of stuff, then it's really tough. So while you're collecting, if you're getting rid of stuff just to make room for something new that came out, or like the new PS4 game that came out, you want it, but you have to sell a bunch of stuff to get it. So doesn't make sense to me, and plus you don't need a whole house to have a basic setup for gaming. Just 1 shelf is enough, 2 shelves is enough. Whatever you pick up your favorite ones first, and then if you want to get some other ones in between, try to get those. But pick a system that could get games constantly, something like Xbox or Sony 1 before you go into the more expensive systems, the 360 systems, 3D systems, whatever you want. I don't like any of the 3D stuff, so I just avoid them completely and stick with the natural gaming. Plus PS3, PS4 is very expensive. I think it's also hard to set up, plus it's like online players and all that crap you have to deal with. So I don't get that, so I just play with by myself most of the time anyway. So hopefully some of my tips help you how to set your gaming system up. Hopefully you start with like Xbox or Sony One is a good option. But you have to buy Sony One off eBay unless your local thrifting gets a lot of it, then you can start collecting there. Then build up from online. You have to pay at least 50 bucks. Sometimes more for older games. Rare games could cost up to 100 bucks, so gotta be careful with that. And try not to get yourself cut up too much into debt, or you have a long way to wait before you can pay things off, and month to month to month. So good luck with your collecting.